Welcome to Tetsu Talk MMA with our top talk of the week. Our first top story, Mike Jackson. Yes, if you don't know who Mike Jackson is, he's the guy that fought CM Punk. Everybody know after the fight with CM Punk and Mike Jackson, CM Punk was let go from the UFC. Dana White felt he gave him a second chance, and he saw that CM Punk did not have what it takes to continue his career in the UFC, which everybody saw. But not only did he get let go, but his opponent, Mike Jackson, also. Dana White, as I can remember, I was going to get the video, but I thought it was unnecessary to put it up. I saw the interview with Dana White after the UFC 225, speaking on Mike Jackson, and he thought pretty much the same thing I thought during that fight, that Mike Jackson did not try to finish CM Punk, or he was just being a clown, not trying to, fight the way he should have fought the fight and in CM Punk if he could have. So Dana White thought it was best to let him go. He thought, for what he saw, either Mike Jackson was playing around with CM Punk when he could have finished him, or he was not trying to finish him. I thought when I saw the fight, Mike Jackson was not trying to finish CM Punk. It kind of looked like a fixed fight. It looked like they was trying to. It made UFC look like he was trying to. It made like UFC he was trying to, or told him to extend the fight and not make CM Punk, go out in another finish. That's what it came off to me. From Dana White's point of view, that was not the case. From what Dana White said, I don't think Dana White was a part of that whole situation where Mike Jackson tried to make CM Punk pretty long in the fight. I think Mike Jackson took it upon himself, as Dana White said, or as it says on Sherdog, which I will read in a minute. He tried to showboat and try to make himself look good, whereas it came off very, very bad. I don't care if you're trying to prove a point to everybody. There's different ways of doing that. But if you got a person that's hurt, as much as CM Punk was, they even said CM Punk went to the hospital after in bad conditions, and it could have been less of a physical, beating towards CM Punk if Mike Jackson would just finished him. But Mike Jackson carried on the fight, just halfway finishing him, then let CM Punk, stay alive in the fight, and then, beat him down again. Joe Rogan tried to defend Mike Jackson in this fight at one point, because I think they was just trying to find a reasoning behind what he was doing, and didn't want to make it like UFC would actually have a fighter under their banner that would do such a thing. But Joe Rogan even said, okay, he's unexperienced, so he doesn't know how to finish him, because it looked so bad. Like, it had to be an explanation. And even when I had CM Punk down on the ground, it was on top of CM Punk with ground and pound, he was doing something like this, and he was like out of the guard, like not in the guard, but he was not deep into the guard. He was like standing back out of the guard and doing like weird hammer fists, like he was milking the cow. And it was like, I don't care how unexperienced you are, everybody know how to ground and pound better than that. I mean, people that get trained MMA can ground and pound better than that. It was obvious that he was not trying to finish CM Punk. I mean, but anyway, the moral of this story, of this news, is that Mike Jackson went on to say that he was not apparently trying to make a mockery of the fight. But in the article, Sherdog, in what appears to be a rare case of fighter having to apologize for a dominant victory, Mike Jackson has found himself on a defensive regarding his 3-round blinking of CM Punk in the days since of UFC 225. I don't know what blinking means. While Jackson win was never a doubt after the first few exchanges, as indicated by unanimous 30-26 scorecards. It also featured moments where Jackson grinned threw wind-up punches and delivered ground and pound while looking away from CM Punk in the direction of his own corner at the post-fight press conference. And obviously, to please UFC President Dana White accused Jackson of performing like a goofball and claimed Jackson had never truly tried to finish CM Punk. I agree. As you heard me before, I agree. He totally didn't try to finish him. I don't give a fuck what explanation he has, which he's going to explain at the bottom, I guess, his explanation. And you watch that fight if you're a true MMA fan. Because actually I heard somebody that's not really an MMA fan comment on this fight and thought that the reason why Jackson couldn't finish him was because he's unexperienced and he didn't know what to do. Is bullshit. But anyway, the article goes on to say Jackson recently told MMA Junkie that he had not been showboating and that he would like to discuss what happened with White directly. I want to go out there and cook Brooks, quote unquote Brooks. I don't know what that means. And that's what I did, Jackson said. I guess that's an MMA term, cook. I don't know what that means. I got all 15 minutes and good for him. What? I got all 15 minutes and good for him. I don't know what that means. I hope this is going to be his last fight, so I wanted to go out there and maximize his experience as well and give him the most octagon time. See, so I don't even need to read the rest of it. It's Borch's article. Right there, I'm going to stop. So he admits he tried to milk the fight. So him trying to defend what he did, okay, I guess he's trying to defend that he was not showboating. He was trying to, milk the fight and extend the fight for CM Punk's experience. It makes no sense. So, I'm probably wrong with this wording of this, or quoting wrong from Mike Jackson. But before this article, I know Mike Jackson was defending himself of not trying to, not say extend the fight, but he was just trying to play around in there or whatever. So, before this article, he had a different tune he was playing by. Now, I think he's trying to backtrack, knowing. See, he didn't watch the fight, I think, when he made his first statement. So when he went back and watched the fight, it's like he had an argument. I think even his camp was like, dude, you can't defend this. Like you look bad. So you got to, come with some reasoning behind this and try to get your job back. And his reasoning was now to give CM Punk experience. That he's an idiot. He's a total idiot. Like Dana White, I think he was saying in an interview, he's a goofball. He's an idiot. I guess he talked to Dana White, and his excuses were somewhat similar to this, but probably worse for what Dana White said. I think in his first mention of this fight to a reporter, yeah, he's an idiot. You're there to fight. You're not there to give any other fighter experience. The way to give a fighter an experience is to beating their ass or fighting them and get an experience of you beating them for them to step their game up and learn how to get better to beat somebody like you or your skill set. Not to sit there and keep them in a fight. He's an idiot. Like to me, I'll take his word of him trying to extend the fight, but his reasoning I don't take. Like, I don't know if he got paid by somebody outside UFC for him to go all 3 rounds with CM Punk, but something looked fishy. You know what I'm saying? The way he had this fight, he looked fishy. Yeah, he's an idiot. I'm glad he's gone. If he continues his career outside of UFC, I don't give a damn. I don't care if he's not successful, because to me, I was annoyed the whole fight. I mean, if you see my podcast, my actual podcast, live podcast streaming of this fight, I think I actually I have it in the main card fights. So, I mean, it's pretty much the second fight or third fight, because I did start off with the Overeem or Claudia Cordelia fight first, then Overeem Dennis fight. So 3 fights in, watch my response to this fight, my reaction. You'll see me just annoyed the whole time. I'm just like, I did not want to fucking watch the rest of this fight because I knew what was going on. I knew this kid was fucking around. And it was so annoying. So, yeah, fuck this guy. Go off to Bellator, which I doubt they'll take him. Go off to anywhere else. Go off to the fucking nearest sports bar and go do that shit. And nobody want to see you sit there and fuck around in the octagon when people are paying their money, want to see a fight. Nor do people want to feel like they're getting cheated out of a true fight. It's MMA, not fucking WWE. This is not boxing. I'm serious. Boxing does it a lot. I know they do. But anyway, let's move on to I feel like our top story. I should even fucking reported that shit. I mean, after I read that article, I'm so irritated now just reading that shit. Our next top news, which is probably my headline of my news today, a top talk, is former 205-pound champ Jon Jones listed as a favorite in potential to have a bout with Brock Lesnar. I haven't read this article yet, as I never read the articles before I go into it. I just never want to, I want to, be fresh when I read these articles and have my true reaction to the meaning of these articles and these brief news of these fighters. It says right here in Shirt Dog, which I'm going to go off what Shirt Dog say and react to what they say, as I always do, and then give you my opinion about this potential matchup for Brock Lesnar and Jon Jones. It says here, former UFC light heavyweight champ Jon Jones has opened as a descent favorite against ex-heavyweight king Brock Lesnar, according to online odd maker Bravado. I don't know why they're taking word from them. I mean, I don't know if they're really a good source for news, but I never heard of them for a good source. But anyway, the article goes on to say Jones is listed as a favorite at -350, while Lesnar checks in as a +265 underdog in the hypothetical contest, which would take place at heavyweight if booked. Recently, UFC President Dana White told TMZ Sports that both Jones and Lesnar were very interested in a potential fight against each other. Both fighters must clear hurdles before making a UFC return. However, Jones is waiting discipline from ASADA after testing positive for anabolic steroid Tenibrol, I don't know the name of it. Tenibrol at UFC 214 last July. While Lesnar still must serve 6 months of a USADA suspension from failed drug tests at UFC 200 that was frozen after he announced his retirement from MMA. Lesnar also is still under WWE contract. Yeah, I thought Lesnar was done with that suspension, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure he should be done. So anyway, I guess they're saying that this fight is probably in the works, depending on the status with Jon Jones, mostly, other than Lesnar. I think this is actually a true thing that's going on right now. Especially with DC and Stipe Miocic doing their thing, there's no likely reason for Dana White to plan for Jon Jones to come back and fight DC. It makes total sense, especially now since DC fighting Stipe. If DC wins, why not make an even bigger mega match to have after DC beat Stipe, if he beats Stipe, and Jon Jones beats Brock, which is, like I say, Jon Jones is good, but Brock is a task. And after I saw how Brock came back against Hunt with a different movement and stuff like that, like he wasn't the same Brock. On his feet, he was a different Brock. If Jon Jones possibly could beat Brock, what about another mega match, DC and Jon Jones for all the belts? That's crazy. I mean, that's the way my mind thinks, with this whole setup. And I'm pretty sure Dana White thinking that. Of course, Brock can't fight for both belts. Nor can Stipe. He still have his belt if he beat DC. But if DC beats Stipe, he have 2 belts. So that'll make an even bigger fight for Jon Jones to come back and even fight Brock Lesnar. I'm pretty sure Dana White wants Jon Jones to come back on a high note. Him coming back to fight DC is not really a money fight because he beat him twice. Just no doubt, is a better fighter than DC on paper and off paper. So to make that fight be interesting, nobody would like to make that fight, happen. If he beats Stipe, okay, oh damn, he beats Stipe. Can he beat Jon Jones now? That could be a storyline too, but more than likely not. So obviously Jon Jones is in the works of getting himself cleared because I don't think Dana White will speak on this. I know Dana White is very fierce as Jon Jones. Discipline on, pads. So for Dana White to even speak on it means that there's possibility that Jon Jones is getting close to being cleared and back in action. I don't know how long Jon Jones' suspension was, but I'm pretty sure it's close to a year or more. So it's a possibility that they're working towards a 2019 situation. Can DC hold out that long and defend the heavyweight belt and light heavyweight belt at the same time? Who knows? Who knows what Dana White having planned for that to happen? But if Jon Jones can fight Brock Lesnar and actually get a win over Brock, which I think he can, I don't think he has. Jon Jones is not really a guy that needs to finish. He can actually beat you down or outscore you. I can see him outscoring Brock and coming in bigger. And actually probably can finish Brock. So I can see Jon Jones doing that, and oh man, that would be fucking amazing. And Brock can move on and not even have to win. Brock can move on and have even more dream fights, like him and Stipe next, And then they got the same card, Stipe, Brock, in the main event, Jon Jones versus DC3. That'd be great. But anyway, please like and subscribe if you're new. Leave your comments below about this actual episode of Tetsu Talk MMA Top Talk. And as always, people, please keep it testing.